Hello everyone. Thank you guys for having me. Good afternoon. My name is Daniel, and I have a very cool app I want to share with you guys. But before we do, just want to go over a little bit about my background. So I'm a former engineering student at FAU, where I studied mechanical engineering with a minor in computer science. I'm also a former machinist, and also have a small business called Linear Prototypes, where we do product design, anything from like 3D printed parts to Arduino and small little proof of concept projects, even up to and including manufacturing drawings. And also I'm a Christian, a husband, and a father. My wife actually is here today, Gabby. And in the photo here too, you can see my daughter Melody. And that's really where this app hits home. You know, I wanted to make something that was useful, solve the real world problem, and yeah, let's get right into it. So I have a question for you guys presenting the issue. We usually hear this phrase, more money, more problems, and would probably agree with it, but is it really true? Because most of us would also agree, if we had more money, we'd probably have less problems. So therein lies the problem. Most of us have probably walked out of a high school class, graduating without a financial course or financial curriculum at all. In fact, most states don't have that as a criteria for graduating from high school. Likewise, when you come out of high school, walking straight into a post-secondary education like college, like I did, you can walk right in and out of financial aid, being in more debt than you already maybe were. And so, if you're like me, where I have had those both issues, and as a dad, you probably wanted an app like PigEBank. So PigEBank is a web app, mobile-friendly, simulating a banking experience and it's a teaching tool for parents for their kids, so that they can be able to, in an imaginary environment, manage money, finances, a bank account, using chore tracking as income, so that they can build the skills that they need to become full-grown adults. So let's get right into it. So when you come into the site, you're presented with this cute little piggy. If you click him, the login opens up. We're using Google to authenticate. We're using Todd as our account, our parent account. Yes, the little pig, the Papa Pig. Here we have Melody. You can also create a child account, so you can make more children under the same parent account. In this case, we're going to log into my daughter's account, and I'm going to pretend that I'm Melody. I'm logging in with her PIN. You're presented with a front page, which is the checking account. Here you have various transactions. You also have your chores tracking, a savings account, credit, and some metrics at the end. So if I go to chores, see I have a list here of just one thing to do so far, wash the dog. Let's add another one. Let's say I wanted to tell my daughter, clean your room. And we're going to save $5. I wish I got paid $5 to clean my room. But we're being generous today, right? So now let's say I'm Melody. I log into that account. I'm here. And, oops. There we go. So let's say I want to mark it as done. Enter my daughter's PIN. And there it's marked for you, telling you that it's finished. Let's say, all right, I go and wash our dog Thor. And we're going to mark that as done as well. And then you're greeted again with even more enthusiastic congratulations. You go back to your checking account, and the transactions are then now pending in your account. You can then click, and I as an admin will step in. The PIN happens to be the same as my daughter's, but it can be different. I log in and I approve it, run the action, and now it's approved and it shows up as a balance. I do the same for the second action. Okay, great. You wash the dog, and then you can see the balance is reflected here. So if we go to savings account, very similar to the checking. You can also transfer between accounts, checking and savings. So let's say I wanted to send $12. You can send that over. There's also a credit side, so you can open lines of credit here with different interest rates, amount that you're going to allowed to borrow. You can add transactions, and then you can also pay here. And then likewise, there is some metrics here using Mongo's Atlas that populates some different so your spending over time. And then when the child is done, they can click this little piggy app and log out. And the app remembers your parent account, so the parent doesn't have to come back and log in with their Google. They can just pull down their name in the drop-down menu. So let's talk a little bit about the architecture, the tech stack. So the app was built with React.js using HTML and CSS only. It is deployed and hosted on a Google Cloud platform using Firebase Auth as well as for authentication. The API is a Express Node.js API deployed on AWS's architecture with an EC2 instance, also load balanced. And the database, which is also locally stored on the EC2 instance, is with MySQL. For the charting, some of the data is periodically sent to MongoDB, which is on GCP's platform, and then the app actually pulls directly those charts from MongoDB. And then using SSL, of course, all over for secure communication for the future. So I want to be able to have this transfer from child to child. In the future, I also want to have an investing section where it simulates and reflects an actual market. And then I also have real transfers from financial institutions. And do you guys have any questions for me?
Oh.